It's CECILALLENMOORE, and I am so excited today. Today is the day. I can't wait to get the caddy here. I've been secretly, I don't know, dreaming about it for a week now. And I'm thinking, damn, am I really about to own a 60 Coupe de Ville? This is original paint, original interior. That's all there and complete. Now it needs restored. We're going to redo all this junk, but as far as being complete and decent, look at those floors. It's had new floor pans put in it, but they did a great job. The seats need upholstered, but you know, I kind of know a guy needs a new headliner, but the old one's still there and intact. I've got the hubcaps. Got some fender skirts for it too, which aren't on it right now. They don't have a whole lot of rust, but it does have some rust. You can see right kind of in the front of the wheel well right there on the rear. You can see some bubbling coming through the paint, but it's not eat up. Lower fenders need fixed. Need patch panels put in them. Got a little surface rust on the hood, and a couple of spots where it's come through here and there. Not too bad in the grand scheme of things. Most of this stuff is flat panels enough to where they can be like this. This isn't really bad, but there are some holes that have pitted through. Not many, a couple here and there. Fortunately, I can weld and do body work too. So both fenders, you can see they're both needing patch panels in that lower corner. Little mud popping out of the rocker on the passenger side. This wheel well's not as bad as the other side, but not really bad. You know, overall the glass is still there, not busted. It's starting to delaminate in some areas. You can kind of see that, but it's all there. With the delaminated glass, it doesn't matter. We can at least get it going, work it out. Dash needs attention, dash pad. The interior just needs redone, it really does. It's not, at least it's there to make your patterns off of. And all this junk, it's just there. We got it. This thing is so cool. It's an original. This is the original color. This is the original paint. White on the gray interior. I ran the data plate on the cowl, and that's how it was supposed to come. Now the engine is original too. It's a 390 Cadillac V8. It's got air conditioning and power steering and everything. Power brakes, power windows, power seat. It's even got the you can see that Autotronic eye on top of the dash. That will sense oncoming headlights at night and automatically dim your lights. Kaiser wants to be on video too. He always wants his spot. That's my other caddy. But yeah, the Autotronic eye will dim the headlights for you. Now this V8 is pretty complete. 2 more came with the car. I wondered why there was a couple of motors with it. Why when this one had one in that was almost complete, but put a crank bolt in because somebody had already worked on it and pulled the balancer off. A common problem on these was the little tiny bolts that held the pulley on the balancer would break because they're just small little. I think they're like a 3/16 bolt or 5/16. I can't remember, but they're just a small little bolt. And when people were trying to take the pulley off, the bolts would break off because they'd be rusted up. Well, I thought maybe I'd look up and that'd be the case of why they had this thing apart. And until I put the bolt back in the crank here and tried to give it a turn, and ended up checking it with my torque wrench, and I put right at about 100 pounds on it, and it wouldn't budge at all. I also got I don't know if you can hear that little noise coming from the water pump, which don't mean too much. Maybe it don't feel like it's moving or anything. It might just be rusty from sitting. So what I'm about to do is pull these spark plugs out, and I'm going to put some of my magic potion, magic engine elixir of life that is not a commercial engine oil that you can buy from an auto parts store. And I'm going to pour it into these cylinders until it runs back out of them through the spark plug holes. And I'm going to soak it for a few hours like that. Continue topping it off. I'll pull these plugs out too, both sides. I'll pull all 8 plug wires. I'll probably pull the distributor out too, because I've got a tool that I made for these engines, for the engine that was in this car. That was a 59 390, which is identical to this engine. It's a 6390. And before I try to crank the engine, if I can get it unstuck, I'm going to pre-lube the system and try to push some oil through it and get all those juices flowing in there, so it'll just get it all the bearings coated and everything before I really try to fire it off as I can, so to give it the maximum potential to get this thing going and not really break anything or spin a bearing or anything like that, because I don't know how long it's been since this thing has ran.